All right, so you get a shitty appraisal. Let's just be blunt about it. Let's just be real. The appraiser comes out, you give them the comps, they tell you what you want to hear. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be, oh yeah, we're going to come in. Oh, don't you worry. Oh yeah, we're best buds. And then you get your report and you're like, was I just talking to the same person? Did this person like hit their head? Was this an assistant that wrote this report? Like, did they read the comps? They act like they're going to come in value. And then all of a sudden you're expecting, 1.5, 2 million, 3 million, 800, whatever it is. And you got whacked 50,000, 100,000, 300,000. Maybe the appraisal is off over $1 million because you had to get 2. And folks, I'm telling you this because this is what's going on right now in the market. So if you're trying to refinance, if you're maybe going to buy, if you're building, you got to understand the market is definitely changing. There's some people having to sell some stuff, maybe for a little discount. If you're maybe adding ADUs on your property and you really don't know like what you're doing, meaning like how it really works. If you're not working with the right LO, the lender, the right appraiser, you definitely can get hosed. So I wanted to make this video today because I've been doing this for way too long, this business, and I've been challenging a lot of appraisals and I've been winning. And the reason why I win is because data always wins, is because I know how to talk. I can't talk to appraisals. I know how to put the rebuttal together. I know how to find stuff. I know what they're looking for. I know it's going to be reality or not. And you cannot be emotional. You cannot just, do some hypothetical. So I'm going to make this video to hopefully, if you save this video, share it with somebody. Maybe you're another loan officer. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Maybe you're a client. Maybe you're building stuff. Maybe you're doing stuff and you got a bad appraisal. Maybe you get this handy. You're like, I got a bad appraisal. Maybe you're just like, hey, I like this guy, Kenny, and this is somebody I need to get on the phone with. Maybe I need to work with, talk to, and you have a scenario. But obviously, like I always say this, who you work with in this business is going to matter more than ever. Who you work with as a lender, as title, as escrow, as an agent, as your insurance person, contractor, appraiser, right? The lender, who's the investor behind the lender? If you're doing conventional, whatever, if you're doing conventional, govies, non-QM, whatever is construction loan, fix and flip. Guys, it really matters. Having somebody knowledgeable that's done a lot of deals, especially with difficult maybe scenarios or appraisals, and has that expertise and knows how to talk to these AMCs. Obviously, and I cannot talk to appraiser. I wish I could. By the way, I just can't. I never call them. I never will, because if I get reported, we're going to get in trouble for influencing, because that's what happened in 08. We'd be able to just call appraisers, here it is, and go. Obviously, we could talk to the AMCs. We can give them information. So I'm going to give you some information on this video that will really help you out. And I think if you're maybe have a tough scenario, you know it, or maybe you're like, man, we're not seeing the comps, I'll help you. And we'll go through some stuff. And hopefully we can kind of, what do you want to call it? Put your mind at ease, put some confidence back into you. And obviously, if you have to rebuttal or you're working with the lender and, maybe, and you've had a bad experience, whatever, you can walk away with something. So, oh, by the way, if we've never met, my name is Kenny Simpson. I focus on 1 to 4 unit financing. That means I help people buy and refinance 1 to 4 unit properties, whether you're a first time home buyer or you're in the military or you want to use the FHA, right? I could be your guy. Maybe you're self-employed and you don't think you can get a home, or you never tried because you're that 34% of you. Maybe you're a big real estate investor. You need to do a fix and flip, construction loan, you're adding ADUs, you're building units, whatever it is. So I've been doing this 20 years, helped over 5,000 clients, funded billions of dollars of loans. And on top of that, you should go check out my resume online. We've done a lot of this stuff. I have a lovely wife, Crystal, who also does commercial financing for 20 years. So, I always tell people, we're not going to fix your car. We're not going to build your house. We're not going to fix your computer. I'm not a very handy person, but when it comes to real estate, that is my thing. That is what I am great at. And that's what I'm passionate about. So if I can help you, please reach out. Love to connect. Also, I make videos like this. Yeah, it costs me time, money, energy. The reason why I do it is because like this one you're watching right now, because you're like, I want to know about appraisals and I want to know more. I'm like, Kenny, can you just shut up and get to your appraisal video? That's why I'm here. That's why I make these, because I do this all day, every day long. So if you're an investor, if you're a buyer, anybody, you might have not done as many transactions as I have. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just, I do a lot of transactions. So with a lot of transactions, I learn a lot. I go through a lot of scenarios. I have to go through the battles, ups and downs, the good, the bad. There's other LOs that do a lot more volume than me, and we can all learn from them, right? There's lenders that do more volume than one LO. You can learn from them. So if you're here and you're watching this, that's because you want to learn. That's why I make these videos. So anyways, let's move on. Let's get into it, and let's talk about how to be prepared for the appraiser that comes out, or how to rebuttal it. And let's get some common sense. Let's make this work. Okay, so look, I'm not going to focus on this video. If somebody you're living in a tract home and you can have 5 comps around you, that's very easy. That's not why I'm going to make this video. If you have a problem there, that doesn't even make any sense to me. That's a very simple fix. It's like, but let's first talk about is maybe you have a house that you over improved. You can't find comps that bring the value. Maybe you have a house where you built an 80 or 2 back. Maybe you have a single family where you built 4 units. Maybe you have a 2 unit where you built 3 units, ADUs, and you're just not finding the comps, or it's hard to come, whatever it is, you just know it's going to be hard to comp my property. Okay, so number 1, if that is you, the first thing you would want to do is, if you're not working with a lender like me and you just want to know this stuff and learn, is number 1 is there's a thing called Zillow, Redfin, all that stuff. You can go to 2 different sites. You can type in your zip code. You can go down to, you know what you're looking at. So you know the property we're talking about. If it's your house or this or that, you're going to try to search for like properties. My suggestion is you put your zip code. My other suggestion is that you make sure that you're finding stuff, first of all, that's in your zip code. Secondly, go look for comps to start off with, anything at 6 months or less. You could always extend a year, but start with 6 months. What you're trying to find, the quick thing is what is out there. So if you can't find anything in your zip code in 6 months, then go out to the next zip code. Let me tell you something. Let's just hypothetically say you're in a neighborhood, you're in a coastal, it's that, and you know that other zip code warrants a lot more money. Look, it doesn't mean you cannot use a comp from that other zip code, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you got to understand, if that other comp, if you live on this side of the street and then that side of the street, because that's a better view, or it's a better lot, or it's a cul-de-sac, whatever it is, come on, let's not be dumb here. Let's be real and transparent. Get the emotion out. Like, no emotion here. We're talking data. Don't assume because, well, that house sold for this and mine's very similar. It's like, it's in that zip code, but I mean, come on, it's only like a quarter mile away. Well, guys, I'm here in San Diego. There's many neighborhoods. You go blocks. You go across the street from one side and you have a great, okay view to an amazing view. It's millions of dollars or more. Then you go to another street in that neighborhood, it's even more millions. That's just how it works. So I can't say, well, this sold that. So you need to first understand is that if you don't understand that part, the next thing you need to do, which is very important, is whoever sold you the house, your agent, if you don't like them, then go get a referral to somebody else. Is just ask your agent, can you help me with some comps like this thing? So that's number 1. Number 2, everybody thinks their house is spectacular and better than everybody else's. Okay, great, fine, no problem. But remember, an underwriter and an appraiser, they don't care. They're there to do a job. They're there to look at data. They're there to protect their ass. They have a job to do. They're not going to go break the rules and do some shady shit. Maybe they will, but with an understanding, they're going to end up getting fired. They're going to go to jail or do something else. Come on, guys. So you need to make sure, if you don't understand the first thing I just told you about how your house would map up to somebody else, then go get your agent and let them give you some reality. Look, if you're going to go send some pipe dream stuff and things like that, you're just going to be disappointed. So number 1 is try to find 6 months, then you go to 12 months, try to find zip codes near you. Also remember, if you know that zip code over there, let's just hypothetically, let's talk about a house. You have a house here, you're in San Diego, you think it's worth $2 million. You go to the zip code over there and you know that those houses, potentially the same house, same quality, same style, could sell for $1 million more. That's just normal, okay? So let's say you find a house over there, it's $1 million more. There has to be an adjustment. I don't know if it's $1 million more. I don't know. But let's say you're like, well, that house, my lot's bigger, and that house doesn't have a view, and that house is a little bit smaller, but there is $1 million more. You could start going, okay, it's $1 million more for location, but then it's like, I'm bigger, this, that. The next thing you know, you're like, okay, that house sold for $3 million, mine sold for $2 million, but I got bigger, I got this, I got that, I got this, and you could justify it, but you don't know the adjustments. But let's say that's $250,000. So now you're like, okay, you could use that comp. You just have to live in reality, folks. Okay. The other thing is, when an appraiser comes out to your property, if you did remodel, if you did add something, if you did do something, let them know. If it's unpermitted, well, that might be a problem. But if it's permitted and you put all this money in, let them know. Yes, why not give comps to your loan officer to give them the AMC and handle the guy? The reason why you want to do this, if you believe those comps should have been used, or you believe your agent pulled some good comps and that guy's not going to use them, you then know that why didn't he use them? We can rebuttal and use these comps. You're already aware of it. You already did the work. You already have the knowledge. If you already know that trying to get to $2 million on your house and your agent's like, look, I'm going to be honest with you, like I'm only seeing comps for $1.9 million, $1.850 million, and you're trying to get there. Don't be disappointed when you can't get there. Nobody's just going to push it up for you because you're, hey, I'm a cool guy. I'm a good guy. Come on. Like this is their livelihood. This is their license. They have a family. They have a business, whatever. They need to have a job. They have bills to pay too. So let's not ask them to do something crazy. We can definitely push back to an appraiser. We can definitely ask them to do something if it's relevant, if it's warrant, if we can justify it with the data and the comps. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. We can get into much more detail, but you gotta understand your neighborhood. You gotta understand the adjustments. You gotta understand what you have. You gotta understand what you don't have. I mean, people come to me, they have a house, they did a little remodeling and they go, well, look at this one just so it's a little bit nicer. They knocked the house down. It's a brand new house. It's like down the street. They're like, well, I know it's sold for, $500,000 more, but, I think mine's worth like, maybe 100,000 less. I'm like, really? That's where the type of nonsense needs to get out of your capital. That's just a complete utter waste of time. So if that is going to be you and you're going to be thick-headed, stubborn, I'm just going to be honest with you guys because nobody wants to be honest. That you're just going to get nowhere. But if you want to be real and look in the data and try to find it, then let's do that. And let's try to get to 1.9, 1.950. And that's why I need to know everything about your house. What did you do? What did you not do? What's the difference? Why do you think it's worth 2? You could tell me. It doesn't mean I'm going to okay, we're being emotional. Oh, that's a good little nugget. That's a good nugget. I see you have that. Okay, you have a big lot. You have a pool. You have a view. This one doesn't. So we can look. The second thing we're going to talk about this video is what happens when you got screwed. What happens when you're like, Kenny, dude, I knew my house was worth $2 million. He came in at $1.850 million. First of all, the first thing you're gonna do after you get pissed off and freak out when you calm down is remember I told you, if you didn't do any of the research, you got to do the research. So call that agent, go to Zillow, go to Redfin, whatever you have, go look at comps. That's why I tell your agent, maybe they could find an MLS comp that wasn't on Zillow, Redfin. I'll be honest, there are comps that get missed. I don't know why, there just are. So if somebody can pull that, MLS report, give you those comps, and you look through them, maybe an appraiser missed a comp or two. So it could be like, hey, you missed this. Oh, sorry, boat value up, done. Easy fix. Number 2, let's say you use all the comps, you don't agree with the adjustments. Let's say you're like, bro, I just spent $250,000 remodeling my house. The house that's 7 doors down that sold, that you're telling me is you gave me no adjustments. I walked that open house. I went through it. They haven't done diddly squat. It's the same kind of house. There's nothing more they have. There's nothing less. If you just took it for like the bones it is, lot size, this, that, we're very similar. I put $250,000 in and you're telling me that you didn't give me a bump of even, maybe you're not gonna always get the $250,000. By the way, if you put $250,000, doesn't mean they're just gonna take it and put $250,000 on top of the house. They're just not. Maybe you could sell your house for more, but you're like, you gave me nothing. There wasn't even a $100,000 adjustment. I mean, you got me at $1.850 million. I'm supposed to be at 2, but if you gave me this adjustment, so go look at the comps. Go see what they did for the adjustments on the comps. That's the low-hanging fruit. If they missed the comp, great. Is there maybe a comp that you stretch and I went in this neighborhood and they're like, well, we don't agree to use that neighborhood. That's going to be a different story. That's going to be like, hey, you got to go back to your LO. Your LO's got to go to the AMC and go, hey, look, why did they use a comp over here, over here? I'm going to give you a perfect example and I'm going to end this video because I don't want it to be forever. And I think I gave you some tips. If you have more information, you need more details, just call me. But when you rebuttal, you want to know what they do with adjustments, what's going on with the comps, and things like that. I'm going to give you 2 examples quickly, and then hopefully it'll help you out some detail. Number 1, we had a client, properties could have come in at $9 million. One appraisal came in at 6.8, $1 million came in at 8.5. Both, I would agree with both. The one difference is this people is in San Francisco. They took the house, tore it down the studs, added square footage, and built this beautiful place. The 6.8 stayed in the neighborhood. A lot of the comps he used, even though they're close, same size as I did. Do you know how much money it'd cost to take that property and tear it down? He kind of just didn't really do that approach. He said, I'm going to go the approach where you're closed. I'm going to go in this neighborhood. This is what it is. I'm going to make some big adjustments and this is where your value. Okay, great. Then the one guy at 8.5 was like, in the neighborhood we're around, not many people are going to take the risk, take a property, take down the studs and do this. It's just a pain in the ass, right? In California to do it. It's a long pain in the ass, expensive. Nobody did it. And so this person went out a little bit to those other neighborhoods because those other neighborhoods were the ones that spent the money and redid this. The lender actually agreed with both. We had to go with the lower one, but I understood both methods. You could have got two appraisers that just did the 6-8 method or the 8-5 method. So what I'm telling you is the lender just didn't disagree. It's like, that's why they did this. One stayed in the neighborhood, the other one had to go out because that's for the other same kind of properties. Maybe they're in inferior, superior neighborhoods, but those are the neighborhoods where you saw the houses tore down to the studs and made them look beautiful like this one. The second thing I'm going to tell you is we have clients that are doing, single family with 2 ADUs, 2 units with 3 ADUs. And so if we have something where it's 3 units with 2 ADUs, you're doing 5 units, we can actually do that in a 1 to 4 unit like residential loan through non-QM. But a lot of people that have a single family or 2 unit, they're adding units these days. Let's say it goes to 5 units. They're not doing normal units in California. They're doing ADUs. So a lot of appraisers don't even bother to look at the 5 units. So what I do is I go look and I go, wait a minute, there's 3 5 units that sold. 2 of them, I went title profile. They're both single family, added 4 ADUs. You totally missed these comps. And so I was able to back in and be like, you missed the comps. I got 3 comps support. How you adjust, you told me this ADUs were 75. I'm telling you this ADU is worth over $200,000. And I came back and tore apart their comps, gave them these comps. That's to be determined, but I've already had this turned around. I've had one where I did this, the value came up $250,000. So this works. So whatever you have, sometimes you got to dig in deeper. Sometimes you got to go pull property profile. Sometimes you got to give a Dragy. Sometimes you got to spend hours and hours, but that could be the difference of getting a deal done, getting your cash out done, closing out a construction loan, doing this, whatever. So you're not always going to win. Sometimes appraisers are not going to strike out. You're going to get nowhere. Maybe you have to get a new appraiser or something. The lender's got to agree with you. It's not straightforward. Hope this video is helpful. I could talk about this for probably an hour, but I wanted to give you the nuggets. Remember, data matters. Don't be emotional. If you know you're gonna have a tough appraisal, do the homework up front. Get the comps, get the data, get your facts straight. So if you talk to an appraiser, you can educate them. If you talk to your loan officer, you can educate them. You and your agent get together. If your agent, you educate your loan officer, he can educate the underwriter. He can educate the AMC. That AMC can go educate the appraiser. So if you work together, you can make things happen. But if you just blindly have an appraiser go out and go, okay, please come with the value, you get screwed. Don't be disappointed because you didn't put the work in. So anyways, guys, my name is Kenny Simpson. Thanks for watching. Share this with somebody. Reach out if I can help you. Until next time.